Welcome, my beautiful souls. Are you going into a personal year for 2026? That makes you the emperor. And I brought out the emperor for you because this is what is representing you this year. This is a year where Spirit says, let's make this real. Year 4 is about structure, discipline, and creating something that lasts. Um, Not just spiritually, but something that is real in your everyday life. This can be love, your career. It could be whatever, and it may be many things. I would ask yourself, what do you want to build this year? What do you want to build this year? And think about the four. To me, it's a stable number. It's the foundation. So this is what you're beginning, hopefully on a very strong foundation. This is a year where roots truly start forming. So I feel like it's going to be a very productive year. But I don't want you to think like it's just all work and no play. There's definitely play in a year 4 also. And if there's love in a year 4, I love the idea of it starting on a strong foundation because I really feel like that is the secret to love, the strong foundation. Could be something that starts as a friendship and turns into love. Um, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to the cards with our spirit guides, definitely guiding us. And we're going to ask 3 questions, but we'll get a lot of clarity from them. And let me go ahead and shuffle the cards. I'm going to bring the lid down a little bit. Let me shuffle the cards real quick as I'm telling you what we're going to ask. So number 1, I'm going to use the crystal vision. And the first question I'm going to ask is the message that represents the core energy of 2026 for you. And then number 2, I'm going to ask what energies, people, anything that needs to be left behind, or what is leaving, and maybe why. But I have a feeling if something is fading away, um, you probably already know why. It may just be its time because I do want to remind you that, again, this is the end of the 9-year cycle. In 2026, it's a clean slate for everyone. Everyone will be the Fool. And this is why I brought the Fool out. Um, because I want us to think like the Fool. The Fool taking that leap of faith, following that guidance, the Fool knows that his or her spiritual team is there with them, and if they fall, their angels will pick them back up. If you fall, they'll help redirect you if needed. They are here for you. They are here for you. That's what I'm hearing. We are here for you in every situation, small and large. So let's go ahead and go to the cards now. I'm just going to take a second and just calm my mind. I would advise you to do the same. You can definitely ask your spirit guides to give you signs of confirmation. Trust your own intuition. And I definitely feel like your guides are here. By the way, some of you, I'm telling you, you did not even mean to click on this video, but you did. Well, I have a feeling your spirit guides are behind. I don't have a feeling, I know. Your spirit guides are behind that. So there's something you need to hear. Okay. So let's start with question 1. So the core energy of 2026 for you. By the way, I'm using the Universal Tarot. I don't know if I said that. We have the moon. Interesting. The moon. Pisces. Dreamy. Can be taking one step at a time. No need to rush. This is not a year to rush anything. So, and I feel that like there's no need to rush one step at a time. But I feel like what it's really representing is this year is going to feel dreamy for you. Let's take a crystal vision with it. We have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is fast moving energy. Interesting because I feel here it's one step at a time, but this can be fast moving energy. But this is also the energy for me at our table. What I think about, I bring about. What I think about, I bring about. And I feel like as things start to come in, because this is representing what feels like new beginnings that I feel like it's answering your intentions. So some of you already have planted certain seeds, and this is the year that I feel like this is their divine time. You know, the moon can certainly talk about uncertainties, and that can make some nervous. But in year four, I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like it's more about the strength of your foundation. Remember, your foundation number is number one. And then anyone you meet, anything that comes into your life, if it's coming in on a shaky foundation, I might want to say, no, no. So I feel like this is also reminding you the power of your intentions. And all of a sudden, I feel like something may come into your life, whether it be a wish that you've had or something completely unexpected. I feel like it's going to come into your life, and I feel like it's going to come almost like a storm. Like this wind that comes in, but this wind is carrying something or someone. And it's interesting because all of a sudden I'm picking up that it's like a whirlwind. It's like a whirlwind. And for some, that may feel, I don't know if scary is the right word, um, but you're going to feel it. You're going to, like I feel the energy of like, oh my God, holy shit, now what? Here it is. Here something is. Eight is also about a new beginning. It's also the number of infinity, as above, so below. So I feel like whatever is rushing in, because that's what it looks like, um, is offering a new beginning at the same time. But again, some of you feel like this may be a seed that you planted a long time ago and forgot about it, or it was pushed to the back burner, that type of thing. And for some of you, these seeds may have been planted before you came into this lifetime, but this is the time. So this is the time that it was meant to open. Okay, so let's keep going. So what wants to fade, or maybe I should let it fade? Well, Seven of Cups. Okay, so I feel like what this is saying, number one, seven is a very spiritual number. And I feel like it wants you to question, as things come towards you, are they spiritually inclined? Do they match your morals? Because this is you making a decision, an emotional decision. And it's interesting because we have, even though we're in a four personal year, which again, I feel is solid, you do have some energy that almost tries to throw you off course. Hmm. Some of you, there is an emotional situation that I feel like you may be deciding right now. Well, let's see what comes above it. The Seven of Wands. Interesting. 77. 77. 1977. I was 17. It was a good year. I remember most of it. So, Seven of Wands, though, is about like standing your ground. So that's interesting. I feel okay, so first of all, my guide said, don't overthink this. Um, because what I'm feeling, I'm being told is right. So I feel like there's this energy around you that you may have fought with for quite a while. Um, and it feels like something that was here and then gone. It feels like something that doesn't seem to match the goals you have in mind. This may be a person, because again, it is of an emotional situation. And the Seven of Wands is about standing your ground. But I also feel it's about like I'm putting out other people's fires. And how long do I want to do that? And then these two sevens, that spiritual number of seven, like I feel like what it's saying is go to your soul, ask your soul, ask your higher self. Because I just don't like that it feels unsteady. And I may come back and look at that a little bit more, but let's continue on. So, what is really beginning for you in 2026? Oh my. Well, hello, lovers. Hello, lovers. Wow. So, first of all, card of Gemini. Though I have to tell you, which I say in everyone, I really don't think about the signs, but you can if you want. Um, you know what I love here is you can clearly see the angel's influence over these two lovers. And what else I love about this, I feel like now I know what these sevens really are because I feel like here you weren't able to be your authentic self. Or when you were your authentic self, like someone or situations, I don't know, that just made you feel that you weren't worthy. But that wasn't the truth. That was their truth, not the universal truth. Because I don't feel like this is them. If this is a person, I don't feel like it's them. And here's why. If you look at the lovers, they're naked. That means each one of them is comfortable in their own authentic skin. And each one of them loves each other for exactly who they are. No need for a mask. No need, it's just being who you are and being loved for that. So, if they're, let's just say in 77, if it is talking about a love that if a boy it just doesn't feel stable, um, and it's probably like here, like on and off, um, and there's no way in a year four that you would feel comfortable in that. And I love this is six because to me, again, a grounded number. And six is about relationships. So, hello, lovers. Interesting. The Two of Swords. Well, I'll tell you why the Two of Swords just popped out. If we don't clear this energy, if we take on maybe what other people have said, like limited thoughts on you, and we take that on as our truth, then we tend to live in that lower vibrational energy. And I feel like that's why the Two of Swords is here. There is that blindfold. Now, it's not the Eight of Swords, right? So it's not that you are saying no right away, but there's still a little fear. And listen, love is scary. And it's interesting how this went to love because this year, for those who like want to start a business, I often think the Emperor is like a business owner. This is a year where you are going to be in the leadership role. And whether that's leading one or leading many, it doesn't matter. It feels like you are the one to go to. You are the one who has the wise wisdom. So I feel like, the best thing you could do here is examine why you may be afraid to open yourself up. And, I never think that you have to move something slowly. But again, what's coming in is coming in like a whirlwind. And that can be freaky. Like, oh my God. But look what the wind is carrying in the Lovers. Head over heart decision. And if I go by the Two of Swords, then I'm listening to my head. And chances are I'm going to say no, which is your prerogative, right? This isn't about like you have to accept. But it's telling me if if there's a no, then chances are there's still energy I haven't closed. That didn't sound right because it makes it sound like you have to accept it and you don't. But my God, it feels like a love of a lifetime. And don't forget, this is a year where you really are putting roots down. And I felt that in love. I felt that when I was pre-shuffling your decks. Um, but let me tell you what else I feel. I feel like you've become very good at like being the mediator, like seeing both sides of the coin. And this is what some of these hard lessons taught you. That there's always two sides, their side, my side, and then really the truth in the middle. But I feel like you've been pretty truthful. But what I'm trying to say is, I feel like your past experiences are leading you right where you're meant to be, the Emperor. Because remember, the Emperor has gone through a lot, but the Emperor has also learned how to overcome it. You know, um, and this is why people seek the Emperor out. This is what makes the Emperor the leader. And I keep saying the Emperor, but you are, male or female, the Emperor this year. And you know what I would do if you have time? Go on my playlist. And you can look under like the tarot courses. And I have a lot of different information about the Emperor. So you know exactly what this year is calling for. But yeah. So I feel like when it comes to, let's just say, career, money, I feel like this is a great time to truly step into that leadership ability. And even though I do feel like there's been a little bit of back and forth and what have you that is trying to fade away, I want you to look at it in a different way because I feel like it is this situation, along with others, that really has given you the wisdom to then help others overcome, in many different ways. Like, I don't even want to put a name on, but as soon as I said that, I was like, well, I could see someone being an attorney. I could see someone being like an advocate. Um, just where you are helping people to better their lives. Let's put it that way. And it is based off of things that you have been through. So, personal year 4. If you're falling in love this year, think about the foundation. And that's why you don't have to move quickly unless the energy, sometimes the energy comes in and it's like, I just know. I just know this is my person. I know it. I feel it. Well, trust that. Trust that. And keep in mind, like some may say, well, what if I choose the wrong person? Your spirit guides will send you plenty of red flags. They will let you know. Um, and that's why you want your intuition intact. You know what I mean? Like that first instinct, you'll feel it. Like if someone comes into your energetic force and they mean no good, you will feel it. And you need to trust that because that is, you know, that really is what fear is for. But this is not about fear. A little bit, just a little bit. But I get it, especially if I've been dealing with some unstable people or unstable energy. And then I have someone come in that's much more like me. And we opened the reading with the moon and what you think about, you bring about. Some of you are just asking for a better life, better love. I just want to be happy. And you have so much power in that. All right, so I am going to look at these two sevens. Look at that, the Eight of Wands. And then I want to look at the Lovers. Three of Swords. Okay. So you may as well take one at the beginning. The Three of Cups. Well, this is kind of telling me what I already knew. Where in the Two Swords, what's the blindfold for? Previous heartache, right? Taking those swords in the heart before. I don't want to do it again. I don't want to do it again. But what's mirroring that? The Three of Cups, joy, celebration. And in between that is the Eight of Wands. It kind of feels like you have a lot of power here because some of you may refuse. There may be someone who, in a way, I feel like probably played mind games, or they still are. Definitely showing that their sword has pierced your heart at least 3 times, maybe more. And sometimes this type of person doesn't want to fade away. And that's where you got to use your own power. You have to make the decision. It is up to you. But I definitely feel like your spiritual team is answering some of your prayers, but they may just show up different than you expect. Like if I had been dealing, let's say this is love in the middle, and I've been dealing with energy that, again, just keeps breaking my heart, keeps me in a state of unknowing or aggravation. I'm either sad or aggravated. That's what I feel. But here's the thing. Some of you may still wish for that. You may wish for this person to turn around, you know, like be better. But I don't think they want to. And that doesn't mean you, or how do I say that? It doesn't mean, hmm, well, I feel like it's just someone's personality. And I feel like you're not here to change it. You're not here to fix them. Your soul didn't sign up for that. So it must be free will. Because I feel like your soul signed up for the lovers. And I don't think there's any way that you're going to have the three of swords and the lovers together. And I say that because I really feel like an opportunity, and maybe I've never felt this before, where I'm being appreciated for who I am. And it feels foreign. Like I'm not used to people having my back, telling me I'm doing a good job. I'm not used to that. But that's the thing. Like you don't need, especially in a personal year 4, you don't need anybody else's validation. You know what you know, what you know. And the one thing some of you have to know is that someone just doesn't feel like they're here to make any changes. I feel like it's interesting because I was just going to say this person may be like in a personal year 7. Though it doesn't have to be, but I could see that. And, that is their spiritual journey. Like they have to fight their ways out of their own actions. And I have a feeling they have some karma to pay back. But not with you. Well, they created the karma with you, but I feel like they've created karma way before you also. So whether they pay it back in this lifetime or another, this person I feel like is going to have a lot of karma, bad, or let's just say lessons. Hate to say bad, but lessons. You know, that's the one thing I do know that, when we leave this world, that we have a life review. And we have to look through our whole, like, it's like a film of us and how we affected everyone in a positive way, but also in a negative way. And it's not judgment. It's just so your soul truly knows, right? Because you're here to grow. And I just feel like this is getting a little long. I know that. But I just feel like there's someone who prefer not to see you grow. Okay. Wow. All right. Something wants me to look at the lovers again. Look at that. Six of Swords. Interesting. Why? Because this is moving on from what? The heartache, the confusion, the do you love me or don't you love me? Even if it's work related. Am I doing a good job or am I not doing a good job? Because it's not reflecting in my paycheck. So the Six of Swords, you have to look back one card. What are you moving on from? Toxicity. And that makes complete sense here, guys. Because that's what wants to fade away. But I feel like the Eight of Wands coming back out again over it. It's saying to be careful what you think about. Or some of you, you may just not be over something. And here's what I want you to keep in mind. Whatever seeds you plant this year or 2026, but start now. You don't have to wait for like January 1st. You can start planting those seeds now. Um, what was I going to say? Oh, well, I'm not sure what I was going to say, but 2026 again is a clean slate. So I really want to think about what and who I'm going to bring along, because whatever energy you bring along is, chances are, is going to be for the next decade. So do I want to fight for the next decade? Do I want to be in a state of confusion for the next decade? Or am I realizing enough is enough? This energy is about you being in a joyful state. But the Six of Swords, it totally makes sense. Because, it's like, how do you be joyful and have toxicity around you at the same time? I don't feel like you do. One's got to go, right? It's like the angel and the devil on the shoulder. Which one am I going to feed? That's the one that will grow. This, in the Lovers, feels pure. That's why they're naked. We're here, it's confusion and fighting. And this is you saying no more. This Eight of Wands, I feel like it's bringing in the Lovers. I feel like it's coming in like a whirlwind. And then we get another 6 over that. 6 relationships. So I feel like this has a potential, if we start it with a grounded foundation. Now, this feels like it can last not just the next decade, but the rest of your life. You may just be finding your person. It's like the Emperor is finding the Empress. And it's interesting because I want to keep these short, but it's like I want to go deeper. I want to go deeper. And I'm just going to take one more. The Tower. Okay. So I feel like, listen, you don't have to give the Tower the toxicity, the Tower, wherever it's coming from. That is your choice. But just remember, whatever energy you're working on is the energy that's going to stay with you. So I feel like for some of you, this is it. You've had enough. You want more. You want better. You're doing better. And other people may not like that. Well, think about that though. Who would not want to see you do well? And if someone doesn't want me to do well, then why do I want to keep him in my life? Right? Because the Emperor is all about helping people with the hand up. So this is when I am trying to help my fellow man and woman. Don't forget about yourself. And simply, I feel like this is meant to be a joyful time for you. But I do feel like you are going to be making a head over heart decision, and maybe with more than one thing. Let's just say there could be toxicity where you work. And it may just be so much so that you're like, that's it. I'm done. I'm taking my wisdom and I'm creating a business. Or you're putting resumes out there. The Emperor reaches the top, but it is after many experiences, hours, 3 of Swords. I mean, the Emperor's had to deal with it all, as have you. So I feel like the best thing I could say here is try to take off that blindfold. I know that you can. That means that there's something that you're fearful to face. And it may be the letting go, because I know change is not easy. But I want to tell you again, this is the year where you are truly setting roots for the next decade of your life. And for some of you, with love, forever. Let it be dreamy. Let it unfold naturally. Let your creative juices come to the forefront. And don't take anybody else's bullshit. Limited words. You can't. You won't. Oh, really? Well, just watch me. But really, you won't be thinking about that, because you're on to much more. You're on to higher vibrational energy. And the one thing the emperor does not do is lower his or her vibration for another. I will help you, and I will help you with a hand up, but I will not give a hand out. Those days are done. But if you need help where I can help lift you, then I'm your person. But if you want a hand out, keep on going. So I just feel like you are claiming, you're putting stakes in the ground. And as far as fear, the two swords is the least amount, but it's telling you what has caused that, the three of swords. And here you are saying no more. And something made me take that final card, the Tower. Well, I feel like that's important, especially because we have all these eights, new beginnings. There may be two new beginnings. One may be in love, and one may be with your finances, your career, and what you're building. This is a year, I'm telling you, where things can truly take off for you. Think about the foundation and create from there in all areas of your life. And that is how you can guarantee yourself, as much as we can guarantee, success. So, okay, I'm going to let that be. This one went a little longer than I expected, but I don't like leaving you hanging either. Like I feel like we needed more clarity, so whatever it needs, we'll give it. I love you guys. I thank you. I would advise to really look up the meaning of the emperor, because you are the emperor this year. And whether you look it up through my playlist or you just type it in, and what I would do also is, at least this is what I do. Like, if I'm watching a video, let's say I'm looking for information, I try to listen to a few different people and then form my own opinion from all that. Like what feels right to you. So anyways, this is meant to be like the year of building blocks. What do you want to build? What do you want to build? And I have a feeling by the end of 2026, you're living a different life. You're living an abundant life. You have love in your life if you choose, because that will be free will. But the chemistry with the lovers truly is undeniable. And in the Eight of Wands, if what I've been thinking about is real love, love that doesn't hurt, love that doesn't put themselves first. And there's nothing wrong with putting oneself first, but I just feel like Well, I'm asking for higher vibrational love. And therefore, you must be also in that vibration. But as the emperor, you are. You are. So I feel like the emperor is meeting the empress this year. And let me tell you something. You might not only fall in love, but you may be starting a business with the person you fall in love with. And that would be beautiful. Okay. And I'm going to stop talking now. I love you guys. This is why I go on and on sometimes. This is why I gave myself the name the Rambling Psychic. And it's not that I'm rambling, it's just that I don't want to leave you hanging. So, okay, so I'm going to stop talking. I love you. Thank you. I'll see you next time at our table. Oh, and by the way, I am going to do a podcast for each personal year number where it will have a lot of information. So that'll also help you too. I'm really just trying to help everyone so that when we open 2026, it's like, let's go, baby. All right. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.